Hello teachers, welcome to Century Bridge. My name is Jack. I'm the Vice President of Learning of Century Bridge Learning Center for Excellence. This is the orientation. I'm going to guide you through some of the tips and the rules of online tutoring. First is what you need. You need a computer, an earphone with microphone function, and you need to enter the app and get ready at least 5 minutes before the class. Also make sure you prep the class. Here in our app, you will set up your available time, and once the students sees the available time, they can fit in the schedule and it will be a match, and you'll be notified. So once it's done, make sure you prep the class and you enter the app and get at least 5 minutes before the class. Also, you need to make sure your environment is quiet and neat. You want to get the least distraction for your students as possible. Also, you need to dress properly and use your language properly. Next, I'm going to go through some of the teaching essentials. First, you need to be nice and polite, speak slowly and clearly, and make sure you prep the class and correct the children with caution. So if you correct it here, this is a second language learning skill. So if you correct them too much, they will eventually shut down. Especially the kids in Asia, we are very shy, and if you keep saying this is not how you say it, this is not how you say it, you should say this is not how you say it, eventually they just don't want to say anything anymore. So make sure you correct them with caution, and when you feel like both you are having this safe zone, that you feel like he is very comfortable talking to you, and then you start correcting more and more. Okay, so make sure you know this. Next is to use positive language. So if you keep saying the kids don't do this, don't say this, don't do this, don't say that, and that is wrong, and eventually they will feel like, what should I say? So instead of saying don't, and try saying more like say something. Okay, what do you need to say? And then it's the most important is to have fun. Next, let's go through some of the teaching tips. First is to take your time. Don't need to rush the slides, neither complete one file per class. You can finish one file in 2 classes or even 3, depending on how you feel about the student's performance. So in our curriculum, we have a lot of slides and files for you to go through with the students. So you don't have to necessarily teach one file, one class. It's all based on the student's performance and how you feel about their progress. If you feel like the students is going too slow, and it's okay to rush it. Okay, if you feel like it's too easy for them, and you can go a little faster. If you feel like they don't get it, and then you can take your time and slow down. Even you take like 2 class for 1 slide or 3 class 1 slide, that's okay. Just make sure the important thing is the students to comprehend and understand. So number 3, it's okay to go faster or slow down. The important thing the students to learn and comprehend. And number 4, use physical and facial expression. So here is an ESL teaching. So English is a second language. So it'll be very fun and interesting and important for you to describe a thing with physical and facial expression. It will make the class more fun, and the kids and the students will like the class more. If you want to describe dance, feel free just to go dance. Okay, and then if you feel like if you're gonna teach a word, clap, and feel free just to clap the hand. And if you wanna teach emotion, and feel free just to go like angry, sad, happy. So this is English is a second language. So all this will make their impression bigger, and they will memorize and feel more strong attached to this language. Next, exaggeration would be even better. So when you do the physical and facial expression and all this, so if you exaggerate your everything, it will make the class more fun, and they will like they'll understand and feel it's more clear. Some words are hard to explain, such as according to and experience. We encourage the students and teachers to explain the meaning in English. But it's okay sometimes for teachers to ask the students to check the dictionary or online dictionary. And sometimes if you feel like this word is quite important, but when you are explaining the word, you feel like the students is kind of vague or they don't get it too much, you feel free to tell them to check the Chinese dictionary or the language in the dictionary in their own language. Number 7, play around with the slides. Go back and forth. It's not necessary that you have to follow the order. Okay, you just go and you feel like it, let's go back and review again, and then go and kind of like play with the slide. It's okay to go that. Go back and forth frequently. Once again, the important thing is to have the students to learn and comprehend. Next, let's go through some of the basic class sequence. Number 1 is warm up. First, you're gonna start some warm up. Maybe you're gonna ask them questions. How are you? What did you do yesterday? And what do you like to do? And what have you done today? And you're gonna go through some of the daily conversation. And it's okay, you also play some of the game too. You can play a little games just to get the class started. You can play like we have a game file, and then we create a game called the Bomb Man. You can try that, and then to get the students interested in the class first. And then it's a review for 15 minutes. That means the previous slide that you had from the last class, and you go through it quickly and you review it. And next is the new thing for 20 minutes. That is a new class, the new slides for the coming course. And once again, however, you don't need to stick to the plan all the time. That means like one slide, one class. A fun curriculum is full of variety and surprises. So you see, if your class is always the same, the slide is always like most of the time is like new words, sentence pattern, and new words and sentence pattern, reading, or sentence pattern 1, 2, 3, and reading. So the slide is always kind of follow the order. So if you keep going with the same pattern, the students will feel bored. So a fun curriculum, fun class is full of variety and surprises. You may play around with the curriculum sometimes, play a game sometimes, and find an interesting movie clip that you think is good for your student, and learn a song. As long as you are moving on with the curriculum, it's okay to do all this, and your students will love you and the class more. So the fun class is sometimes with some of the surprise and some of the fun elements in it. So this is our curriculum. The curriculum, we have main course. We start from K1 to K6, A1 to A6. We will have a placement test for the new students. And once they finish the placement test, and you can decide what their level is. And you can still try if they think it's too easy or too hard, and you can adjust it as the class goes on. And number 2 is some of the students, they might think their English is okay now. They just want to have a conversation course. They just want to practice more of the speaking skill. So in that case, they will choose their favorite topic while applying. So you can just, based on the topic, for example, maybe traveling, and then use the traveling slide to start a conversation with and talk to them. And next is the test-based courses. So some of the students' goals are TOEFL, TOEIC, IELTS, SAT, ACT, or GED. And this is the time that we don't have a material yet, but in the future we will have it. Next is what is not allowed. So it's not allowed to use foul languages and inappropriate behaviors. Inappropriate showing the body, and contact students privately. And these are the things that is not allowed. And what are some consequences? If you cancel the class too late or too often, and your review will go down and you will get less students. So after you finish every class, you will write down what you have done with them. For example, you finish unit 3 dash 1, so you just write unit 3 dash 1. So if you leave the class, if you stop having the class with the students, the next new teachers will know, oh, okay, I should start with that unit, and then maybe the next new slide. And the students will review you sometimes, and then if you always cancel the class and you always show up late, and your review will go down. And next is, if you do any of the thing that is not allowed on 3 on here, like foul languages, inappropriate behavior, and all these, you will be reviewed, warned, or perhaps banned. The worst, we will keep the evidence and inform the law enforcement. Thank you very much for watching this orientation. I hope you will enjoy and have fun for your online tutoring in Century Bridge Learning Center for Excellence. Thank you.